And thank you very much, Judge Rinkmore. We look forward to our next class in our Young Limousin Breeder Show. Congratulations to the class in the ring.
I like taking my time on these types of classes because I think there's so much quality, you know, right down the line. I love looking at good cattle and good stock, and so when I get the chance to be out here, sometimes I just like to stand and look at them, and I want these exhibitors to have that extra time in the ring because these are the good ones, and these are the good ones that I like to look at. So I'm going to describe my way through this class, and I don't ask that you always agree with me. I just ask that you understand why I do what I do, and I try and just, you know, talk my way through these and talk through my pea brain, and it's only so much information. So I'm gonna describe these cattle, and I think that there's good all the way down the line. But I think a female we use to win the class, when you compare her to the second place female, she just has a better transition from shoulder to forerib. She opens up with more true dimension behind that shoulder when you analyze her from behind. Now, the second place female is the longer spine, longer fronted female. Well, that got really real quick. But I think a female that really needs to be appreciated for all those good things, that length from front to back, and I love how flexible she is at the ground. I would probably change the way she moves on her front too. She wants to turn in just a little when she's going away from you. But I think really two unique individuals that I think have a lot of quality. The class winner we talked about just opens up with a little more true dimension behind her shoulders. Is there things I'd change about her? Probably in terms of the way she moves off her ankle. I'd stretch her out from her shoulders forward, but a really nice contrasting top duo that I think there's a lot of quality and probably donor potential in those two. The female we find in third is, you know, just kind of one of those females that isn't really my type, and that's fine. Like, this cattle industry is so unique. It's just one guy's opinion one day, and I know that there's probably people standing ringside that really appreciate the mass, the volume, the total substance in this heifer. For me, she's just a little round from her inner shoulder. She's a little rounder out of her hip, and she wants to roll in on her front too as well. And for that mass and power that she does have, you probably want to see a little heavier structure underneath her. But I think a female that, if she's your type, she probably wins this class. For me, she's going to sit third. I really like this female here in fourth too. She kind of patterns with my second place female, being really long and stretchy, but we need to see a little better transition from shoulder to forerib and maybe bring that spine up when she's set in motion. We want to see her just a little stronger down her top, but I think a really big barreled, long and extended, useful type of female. We go down the line to a black female that the young lady's been standing out here in a walking boot for a while, so I apologize for that, but I think it just shows the dedication that this young lady has to not only the beef industry, but her projects that she has at home, and so I commend her for getting through this and showing her love and dedication for this heifer. And a female that is really bold and really powerful in her rib design, just doesn't have all those extras that we see up front. And then the young man's red heifer that we round the class off with, again, doing a nice job getting this heifer out here. For me, just a little stale in the way she hits the ring today in her front 1/3, but a female, again, the mass and power and total muscle dimension we really appreciate. A nice discussion on the top two, really elite individuals.
Thank you, Judge Hertz. So moving off in first place and advancing to our junior championship is entry 1938 from Boss Lake Genetics. That's Boss Lake Miss L 849F. And second in class, also advancing, Black Gold Soda Pop 160F. That's entry 1998 from Black Gold Simmentals. In third place, entry 1992, Nutren Finesse 9F, exhibited by JM Nutren Cattle Company. In fourth, entry 1999, that's Black Gold Miss Ava 135F, exhibited by Black Gold Simmental. In fifth, entry 1993 from Silvertop Simmentals, that's Rafter 4T Believer. And in sixth place, entry 1994, YR Attitude Reborn 845F, exhibited by JR Cattle. Our next class into the ring will be our second and final split of yearling heifers here in the Simmental show. There has been a number of questions regarding whether we're taking a break between the female and the bull show, and we will take a break long enough to do our presentations that will be made between the female declaration and our first class of bull calves, as well as taking a quick break to get our photos of champion, female, and reserve. That will be as quick of a break as we will afford the Simmental show exhibitors, as we are rolling right into the next show after the Simmental show.
And in ring number 1, we're back into our open limousine show with our junior bull calf class and division, sponsored by Lone Star Tack and Feed. Our first place in this class will be our junior bull calf champion, second place the reserve bull calf champion. They'll receive the sponsorship of Lone Star Tack and Feed, and also will be advancing to our grand champion bull class. Our bull show will move relatively quickly. We have 3 classes in our limousine show, 2 calf classes, a junior and a senior bull, and bull calf classes, and then a single entry senior champion bull, mature bull, and then we'll be right into our grand champion bull class. And that's when we will actually spotlight our limousine champion of the world. So PJ and team, I would say that we're probably 15 minutes from when we will do our 2018 Limousine Champion of the World presentation with our Grand Champion Limousine Bull Class in the ring. But right now, our junior bull calf, Judge Aaron Grant from Olds, determining who will be the contenders on behalf of the junior bull division in that Grand Champion Bull Drive. And he's got her figured out, folks. Comments from Judge Aaron.
2 bull calves in here we really liked for some different reasons. I think we went ahead with the softer flank calf. I think a calf that ties down a little bit longer into his muscle pattern through down into that hock. He's a calf we'd maybe like to tidy him up a little bit through his front 1/3, but I think a calf that's got some plenty of depth and shape to his rib and some spread down his top. Young lady's bull next. I think he's probably the rawer muscle bull. I think he's a little bit more expressive as you view him. He ties in a little bit stronger behind his shoulder than the black calf that starts the class, but he's maybe just a little bit shorter out of that hip, just a little bit rounder made, but 2 really nice, useful calves to start out our bull show.
And thank you, Judge Grant. Entry 1711 is our junior bull calf champion for Payne Livestock, RPY Payne's Grit. 51G. Entry 1711 is our junior bull calf champion and will be advancing to our Grand Champion Drive from this championship sponsored by Lone Star Tack and Feed. And second place in this class, our reserve junior champion bull, also advancing to the Champion Drive, Richmond General, SRD 45G, entry 1712 from Richmond Ranch of Rumsey, Alberta. Our next class into the ring will be the 3-head senior bull calf class, also doubling as a championship drive for our senior bull calves, sponsored by DC Farms.
Over in our Simmental ring, we have our second and final split of yearling heifers. In the ring to our judge, our age range in this split is from January 1st to January 22nd. We'd also like to make another special note to recognize the Alberta Simmental Association Breeder Select program. You have the opportunity to receive a $10,000 sales credit to purchase 1 or more animals from the Alberta Select Breeders Group. Be sure to look them up at the show or on social media, and if you're interested to have an opportunity to be in that group, you'll want to talk to Tracy Kimmel, who is up on the stage. She'd be more than happy to help you as well. You'll find some folks at the Alberta Simmental Association booth. We're going to make some really exciting early bird draws with the ASA Breeders Select here between the champion female class and our first split of bull calves. So if you're interested to get in, you'll want to talk to Tracy ASAP.
And in ring number 1, this is our senior bull calf class of the Limousine Show, sponsored by DC Farms. And Judge Grant, your class is complete. Again, top 2 from this class will be division champion and reserve and advance to our Grand Champion Drive. Tomorrow evening, right here in Hall B, we want to invite everyone to the 3 Chords and the Roots Songwriter Circle concert. 3 Chords and the Roots Songwriter Circle is in support of mental health for farmers and they're holding a series of concerts, including Farm for International, right here in Hall B of the Edmonton Expo Center. The concert starts at 7 p.m. tomorrow night and is included with your ability to get on park, so it's a free concert for everybody. Donations will be accepted for the Do More Agriculture Foundation in support of mental health for farmers. So tomorrow evening, Friday night, a Farm for International 2019, at 7 p.m. is the Three Chords and the Roots Songwriter Circle concert. You don't have to pay anything to get in, but donations are certainly welcome in support of mental health for farmers through the Do More Agriculture Foundation. And we also want to remind our Limousin breeders in attendance of the International Limousin Congress to be held in France, September 17th to 26th next year. And making her foray into the Limousin business, she's been doing it since she was born, but this is perhaps one of her first association functions. Tessa Verbeek and new daughter, another generation of Limousin breeders, proud members of the crowd, and general manager of the Canadian Limousin Association. We're very happy to have Tessa and the next generation of Verbeeks in attendance at our Farm for International Limousin show.
And we're ready over in ring number 2 for comments on our second and final split of yearling heifers from Judge Tyson Hertz.
I think two really good individuals here that sort themselves up in this second Simmental yearling heifer class. Two females that pattern relatively similar in terms of the way their hips designed, in terms of the way their bone work, and how they hit the ground. I just prefer a little slimmer neck on this heifer up front, and I think she reaches out just a little better off her front too, and then has a little more flex and cushion in her hock and her pastern when you compare her to the second place female. Now the second place female is a bigger bone, bigger footed, heavier structured heifer, but for me I think we just need to see her just a little fresher from her shoulders forward, and then maybe just get her a little leveler coming out of her hip. But I think two really high quality individuals that I think we could, there's a lot of discussion that could be had between them. And again, I don't ask that you always agree with me. I just ask that you understand why I do what I do. But I think really good top end in this class. I think a nice pair of heifers that hit us third and fourth. I just prefer the one that gets out and trucks and moves a little freer off of both ends. And this black heifer that comes to us in third, you know, she's really level in her design, and I love how flexible she is off of that hock and pastern. And that's the advantages she has over our fourth place heifer, a female that just gets a little restricted in her movement and a little chuffier up from her shoulders forward, being a little shorter necked and pushing a little more weight into that crest and behind her pole. The young lady's heifer that she's just dragging in next, I think a female that really hits you is the slender neck but big enough bodied female. I think this young lady just kind of got dealt a tough deck of cards, being the slickest haired female in class today. But I think where I get kind of concerned on this female is just what she's pushing down for an udder right now at this stage, and I know that can change as we get closer to calving time. I just want to see her with a little better you know, placement in terms of where her teats line up, and shorten them up and refine them just a little bit. I think a really nice female in terms of neck with body and substance, and still in a sound enough package. Just get concerned underneath there. I think a female that hits us next is one that you either really like, or you probably ends up down here in the bottom. She's tall, she's long, she's large outline, and some people really like that. For me, I prefer them a little bit more on the moderate side, and hate it or love it, that's just the way it's going to be today for me. But I think a female that there's a lot of good, and I really love the angles on this heifer. I love how you know, long bodied she is from shoulder to hip. Just for me, just gets a little framey out here for me today. And then if she just had a nickel more rib, that frame would probably balance up a little bit better. But we just need to soften her up in that center portion. The red heifer, we round the class off with a heifer that is the, you know, opposite end of the spectrum, just the smallest statured female in this class today. For me, I think a female that I'd like to change the shape of that back foot on and then freshen her up from her shoulders forward. But I really love the squareness of hip in this female, and the boldness that she has down the top side of her skeleton. And she sets up with lots of a real wide, true base width underneath her. We just need to freshen her up and change the shape of that back foot. But a really nice class of females.
Thank you, Judge Hertz. So